Today on Garbage Time Fantasy Football, we got fantasy playoffs. It's time for Garbage Time. Welcome into Garbage Time Fantasy Football. I am your host, Ron Seymour, joined today by Joseph McCann and JJ. Oh, I almost said Warner. LaPlante.
That's not my last name, Ron.
That is not your last name.
It's been a while since the two of us have been on one.
Yeah,
together,
I'm not used to saying it.
Starting off like a dipshit. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I really started off like dipshit because I hit the go live button and I did not have the prompts up for the video. So in my mass hysteria, I'm trying to say the intro and navigate to the video part. So I did a really good job already at the beginning hosting this. So it's going to be a good show.
Yeah. This is just a kind of roasting night for you, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be great. All right. Like I said, today we're going to go through week 15, which is the start of most fantasy playoffs. Some leagues, you have one more week of regular season and we'll help you maybe make the fantasy playoffs. So
you're doing it wrong if you're playing playoffs in week 18. That's bullshit if you're doing that. You need to change that format right now.
Well, I'm in a couple leagues where there's only 4 teams. So there's only 2 weeks of playoffs.
It's frowned upon to make changes in the middle of the season. All right. You can't just go.
It is frowned upon. And even if you don't actually make a change, if you just reiterate how the league is played, that's frowned upon too.
Is that really your true words, Ron? Because your speech would say otherwise.
What do you mean, oh yeah. Calm down. We'll get
there.
Thought
we'd forget about it.
All right. What else are we doing tonight?
We've got our DFS lightning round. We've got Defensive Dominator. We've got an apology bet. We've got a voicemail.
Got a lot, so we better get going on it.
But first, let's get into the news. All right, we've got way too many videos now. I can't find anything. There we go.
Find the news.
Here we go. Now we're getting into the news.
News updates.
Don't be pissed off on putting in the work for all the videos.
I really can't say anything. I haven't made one single video of any of these.
And JJ, go with the news.
Yeah, really the main news is COVID continuing to swarm the league. I mean, let me just go down a couple of names here. One of the bigger names came out. Jalen Waddle was put on the COVID list. Fantasy's biggest bust of 2021, Allen Robinson, is also put on the COVID list today. Tyler Lockett was put on the COVID list today.
That one might hurt.
Baker Mayfield, we talked about it on the waiver show, was already had COVID with Austin Hooper, but now his other quarterback, Case Keenum, has COVID as well. So
let's go Nick Mullins.
To Nick Mullins, pride and joy of Southern Miss. And then as far as injuries, it looks like Lamar Jackson is – the quote is that it's going to come down to the wire for him, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to play or not. Ron obviously has a lot of banking on that. Kareem Hunt has also been ruled out.
Oh, only in one league now.
Yeah. Ryan beat him in Dynasty League with 2 rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah, he scored 91 points and I lost. That's just in a 2 quarterback league. Let's just throw it that way.
With Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson.
No, my team is you go into my team. You go into the season with Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, Keenan Allen, Stephon Diggs, Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb. You think, hey, how did we let him draft that team? I finished with like a 7-6 record and lost in the first round of the playoffs to a team that scored 91 points.
Gotta love Dynasty.
My heart is so sore.
And you don't have a first round pick.
And I got 3 seconds though.
That's not bad. Moving back down to the news, Jalen Hurts is apparently his ankle injury was a high ankle sprain, and he's still somewhat banged up. He's been splitting first team reps with Gardner Minshew.
That's concerning, dude. I think Minshew's going to play.
It seemed like he was, going to play, a lock to play, and now they're saying that he may be more injured than they were letting on. Is it that, or is it they liked what they saw from Gardner Minshew? Everyone said no quarterback controversy, but just something to keep an eye on. If you have Jalen Hurts, you probably have a decent record. He did a lot of good things this year, so keep an eye on that whole situation. Have a backup plan.
Yep.
Lots of options out there. Tua, Garoppolo.
Yeah, the only other big name I wanted to touch on as far as injuries in the news is Leonard Fournette. It kind of popped up that he had I believe an ankle injury. So he's banged up. So I saw Ron swiftly added Ronald Jones when that news came out today.
Smart.
So keep an eye on that. And another 9 Los Angeles Rams just went on the COVID list, including Von Miller.
Oh,
no Cooper Kupp though, or Stafford?
No, not
it doesn't matter now, Joe.
Damn it.
Oh, you're playing Tommy this week, aren't you?
Yeah, so it does matter.
No, not to me.
It does to me. Those two could whoop my ass this week.
They sure did me.
All right, that's really it, guys. You guys have anything else you wanted to gloss over?
I just want to touch on the Leonard Fournette thing. I did pick up Ronald Jones. I'm not happy about it. I need Leonard Fournette because Ronald Jones could go in there for 2 plays, fuck something up, and they'll bring in like Keyshawn Vaughn or someone else, some rando off the bench, and play him the rest of the game.
And you'll lose to that 6-8 team that is a big controversy in the playoffs.
Yeah, I've already pretty much probably lost Lamar Jackson. I don't even know what quarterback I have on my roster right now other than Lamar.
I don't think you do.
It's a very good possibility.
I don't think you had anybody else.
That's smart. Hold on.
Well, I'm going to head over.
Go
to
ahead,
the waivers.
Joe.
I'm going to head to the waivers now.
No, you got to talk about what you have going on.
I already investigated, Joe, but there's like 3 quarterbacks that Ron could add. So
yeah, so I don't have that many roster spots. So yeah, Damian Harris is also questionable for this weekend too. So that's also concerning. Obviously, Ramondre Stevenson is there, and it would be more beneficial for Ramondre Stevenson to have all the work there. But if he's out there, he should be nothing more, hopefully, than a distraction, and Ramondre Stevenson plays well. But, if you get a gimpy backfield back there, it could be a bad fantasy situation for anyone that owns doing like backfield players. Something you very much don't want. Also, Austin Eckler is expected to play tonight, guys. So if you're watching this live, expect him to play. And I believe that is all I've got. You covered everything else. Oh, Josh Allen's also limited too, but he's still expected to play this weekend.
Yeah, so another thing, I probably should have touched on this, but for the Bears, which is kind of concerning. David Montgomery, Cole Kmet, Jakeem Grant, and like half of the offensive line were all put on an injury report with illness. So a team that has COVID running rampant through their locker room, they have all those players listed as ill on the injury report, is probably a bad sign. So
it means they might be getting retested.
Keep an eye for hot tests coming out of Chicago.
Have we heard any news about Keenan Allen if he's playing tonight?
He's playing.
Yeah, he's in.
He's in.
He's
and Christian's texting me, dude, just leave the comments in the video. You're obviously watching. He wanted me to comment on Josh Allen. Dude, I did it without even reading it, so quit your bitching. It's up there. We'll get to your voicemail, too. Just comment, dude. Angry Christian sending me angry texts.
That guy.
So asking for a friend here.
For a friend.
With Keenan Allen and Mike Williams playing tonight, is Jalen Guyton still worth like a flex? Maybe if you start 3 wide receivers and have 2 flex spots?
Ask the guy out of the playoffs because I can't give you that answer.
I picked him up last week in a couple leagues, and I've dropped him. When both Keenan Allen and Mike Williams have been active this year, it's been a complete long shot that he makes an impact on offense.
So, like, would you start, I don't know, like Marvin Jones, Sterling Shepard,
live on the show,
Josh Reynolds, maybe Donovan Peoples-Jones over him, or?
I'd start
for a friend, guys.
I'd probably start Marvin Jones. And who was the other one? Second guy you said?
I said Marvin Jones, Sterling Shepard,
Well,
Josh
is Daniel
Reynolds.
Jones going to play? Because if Daniel Jones is going to play, then I would definitely start Sterling Shepard.
It doesn't seem like Daniel Jones is going to
I don't
play.
think he's going to play either.
Okay. Josh Reynolds, Donovan Peoples-Jones. No, Marvin Jones. Okay. I'll tell my friend. I'll make sure he knows.
Yeah. Your friend's
now.
not getting an answer from
It's
me.
funny how similar your friend's roster is to yours, Ron.
I know. It's weird. He listens to the show. What were we doing? Are we done with the news?
Yeah, I think we're ready for the voicemail drop, dude. Give it to us.
Hold on. I got to find it.
It's at the bottom.
Found it.
Don't you love how extra long that is?
Wow.
Yeah, that
Why?
needs work, Joe.
That needs work. Like, it has a little bit of sound, and then it's just scroll.
I appreciate the bear roar. You know,
Roll.
that made me feel good, and then it's just kind of awkwardly fingering his phone.
While Ron's getting that video to share, we'll just talk about that. So actually, Christian saw that I put him at the bottom of that, and what he wants is to actually put a different noise on it. And he was thinking of Lewis Black. I'm like, dude, we can't put Lewis Black on it. That's copyright. You're gonna have to find a different noise.
Just use him.
Yeah, we could, but we'd have to actually like cut the soundbite out of it. And that
we have to find one of him going, your opinion is trash.
Well, maybe we'll use the voicemail tonight that he uses, because I'm sure that'll be absolutely fantastic. And do you have that shared yet, Ron?
No, but you're talking, so if I share it, it'll echo everywhere. But I'm ready. If you could ever shut your mouth.
Let's go.
Oh no, I hit the wrong button. All right, here we go.
Hey guys, it's your favorite and number one Hackling fan here. I woke up this morning to the great news that Ron had to pay up an apology bet because he thought Urban Meyer would make it through the season. Ron, I did not expect you to be that dumb. The moment Meyer said every week in the NFL is like getting ready to play Alabama, the writing was on the wall. I cannot believe that you really thought you could win this bet. At least when JJ makes an apology bet, it's for content purposes, because he damn sure knows that just like the Bears, the odds are stacked against him, and most likely he'll be losing. Ron, I hope your apology letter is as long as the part I took this morning, burns your throat like a ghost pepper, and stings like 100 bees on your genitals. You dumb fantasy football podcast host wannabe. Joe, you better not disappoint the Hackling fandom. Speaking of apology letters and Hackling fans, to the Hackling fan by the name of Silence, you owe an apology letter yourself. Betting against John Taylor was a bad idea, especially when he makes you look like the backside of a mule. A bet is a bet, and it must be honored and paid in full. Or has your father not gotten to that lesson yet? If you can't leave a video with your apology letter because your mommy and daddy won't let you take a video of yourself making fun of yourself, then the least you can do is leave a voicemail with Ron's weak apology letter. Or are you not smart enough to work a phone? Christian out.
He never disappoints.
This guy.
Creative.
Yeah.
Very creative.
That'll leave into a little bit of news that we kept out of the news segment then too. He was mentioning that Urban Meyer got fired last night, and I ended up actually finding out at the gym with Ryan this morning. I was walking in, and he goes, "Why aren't you talking about Urban Meyer?" I go, "What are you talking about, Urban Meyer? The fact that he likes to punch his players like right before they miss
was a kick
or something." Oh, whatever. It's a punch kick. It doesn't matter. He still abuses his players. And he goes, "Yeah, he got fired last night." I'm like, "No, I got to get writing." But I honestly believe him getting fired, though, instantly makes James Robinson a top 15 back. An interim head coach coming into this. Darrell Bevell plays a very balanced offense, and he's going to want to keep that job. So there's no way he doesn't get his best player on the field on offense. I honestly think he's going to get the rock the entire game.
Yeah, I just got a notification on my phone that Bevell said that James Robinson is their starting running back, and he'll be treated as such.
Yep, and I put that on a short on YouTube. If you guys want to go and watch that, guarantee that's exactly what he just said is going to happen.
Yep, and with that news and that being said,
the highlight of our favorite new segment, the apology.
Our favorite new segment. All right, I got to read my apology letter that I wrote myself.
Ron, tell them what the bet was first.
The bet was that Urban Meyer would make it through the season before getting fired. This bet was made before it came out that he was kicking players. I still believe that if that didn't come out, he would have made it through the season.
Hey, Urban Meyer, as a Bears fan, I would like to make a request. If you love to kick kickers, you can kick Cody Parkey right in the face.
I'm still under the impression that he was just teaching him how to kick. Like everybody has their ways, right? All right, let's get into this. Should I use like a different voice? No. Good evening, heckling fandom. My name is Ron Seymour. You and many have come to know me as Dictator Seymour, the special guest of Garbage Time Fantasy Football, and the fantasy ghost for my tendencies to leave my bros hanging an hour before the show starts. I tend to fumble my takes as much as Daniel Jones fumbles the football in his first year in the NFL. I could only wish I was the genius that Dave Gettleman and Joe McCann were. I mean, this past Monday, how in the hell did Joe predict that idiot Urban Meyer was going to get fired even before we found out he likes kicking his players? Felt like Urban Meyer was kicking me right in the nuts when I saw the report on my phone Urban Meyer was getting shit canned 2 days after Joe's prediction. Looking back, I could see I was such a fool to not see this coming. I mean, for God's sakes, he was cheating on his wife in a bar a month ago, right in public, and even refuses to ride the team plane. A man who tells the coaches he hired that they should all be fired shouldn't have the name of head coach at all. It's still not better than a commissioner who changes rules mid-season for his own benefit. Makes me wonder if I should just fire myself from this podcast. Speaking of names, did you guys know Garbage Time Fantasy Football used to be named How Seymour Sees It? Good thing we changed that name, considering how cold my takes have become and how much better the definition of garbage fits them. Hence, it's right in the title of the show. I really miss the days of Lamar Jackson dominance and How Seymour Sees It. At least then, I know I had only a mild chance of seeing my fantasy team lose every week. All I had to do then was expand the fantasy football playoffs to 6 teams to make sure I made the playoff, instead of making a mid-season roster purging trade because I don't draft well. Well, Joe has taught me a valuable lesson this week. My takes must be better. I will try to make more shows, and Joe is the true champion on this podcast. I will never again take the 49ers over the Cardinals when Joe says the Cardinals will win. And I now know I have many more apology bet speeches coming in the future. Congratulations on your early championship run, Joe. You deserve it.
Thanks.
You're a special guest and good sport, Ron Seymour.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. 5 stars. Spoken like a true champ.
now we can move on. Although I do like how Joe decided to declare his genius that of Dave Gettleman's.
Yes.
It was a rough choice by your part.
I needed to put your GM in it somehow.
That was 100% an insult to you.
I'm happy you think that, but I still take sick pleasure out of that speech you just gave. So
it was a good speech. I'll give you that.
You're right. We can move on, but I will still reference it for the rest of the night.
That's fine. Understandable. All right. You want to get what's next? We're going to picks. Let's get our picks in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Where are we starting? Chiefs Chargers? Since
Yeah,
they're
of
about to
course.
kick off in an hour. Less
Yep.
than an hour.
Let's do that shit.
All right, we're going to try to run through as many games as possible. If we don't get through them all, tough shit.
Let's go through a few. Then we'll go to DFS Defensive Dominator and then come back.
You don't run the schmitch.
Let's do this shit.
All right. Chiefs Chargers. Let's start. I guess we'll start every game with any top COVID implications in this one.
Oh, that is a scary thing.
I don't believe there is any in this game. Is there?
Nope. The Chargers got that out of the way last week, and
Yep.
Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are playing.
Yep. Austin Eckler, like you said, should be playing. So what is our confidence level in Austin Eckler?
Not very good. The Chiefs have a pretty good run game, but Chris Jones is out, so that should help a little bit. But I kind of think that Eckler will have a decent game, somewhere between 10 to 15 points. But I think they're going to try to get the other guys involved too to avoid injury to him.
Yeah. I think you still have to start him if you have him, but just don't expect the big blow-up games.
You have no choice.
Yeah. Not to mention, I heard something somewhere like with what COVID's doing right now, if you have a decent player that's playing on like a Thursday or the Saturday game, you probably want to play him because take the guarantee, right? Like you never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely. And hey, look, it's Angry Christian himself. Well done, Joe. Holy shit, I did a good job, apparently. Well done, Joe. Question is Trevor Lawrence relevant now, or should I play Mills? You play Mills.
I would play.
Yeah, you shouldn't play either one, but I know your quarterback roster sucked. You should play Mills.
I don't know. Trevor Lawrence is playing Houston.
I mean, they're both awful.
And Mills is playing Jacksonville.
Jacksonville Jaguars. Ooh, this should be the next apology bet. This right here should be the next apology bet. Christian, do you want to get on the apology bets?
I don't know which side I would want to take, if I'm being honest.
We haven't had a Ron and JJ apology bet yet.
Oh, you're trying to push me into another bet, Joe?
Yeah, I'm not betting this because I have no idea.
JJ, you want this to be our next one?
What side are you taking? Mills?
Yeah, he was pretty quick on the Mills.
I'll take Mills if you take Lawrence.
All right, they're just gonna pound James Robinson. I'm gonna lose again. I'm not doing it. No, tired of it.
Maybe a different topic.
I don't know.
I say Mills, Christian.
Yeah, you got to wait and see what happens. And I'm going to tell you this right now, Christian. I'm going to say Mills, but I'm 100% going to be honest with you that I could be very wrong. Because
I think probably Mills, just knowing Bevel's background, he was with Seattle for a long time, and their strategy was to run a lot and let Russell Wilson be efficient. So I think their game plan is going to be James Robinson get 20, 25 carries and the offense run through him. So Mills.
I think up those numbers, dude. I think you could get 25 to 28 carries. I really think they're just going to hand it to him every effing time just to prove a point. I think I'm going to change my game pick for it. I think the Jaguars are going to win this game now, just on the simple fact that they fired that asshole.
I already picked the Jaguars.
I have to change it.
Get on my level, my son.
You're not on my level. You just had to read an apology bet.
Any other for the Kansas City Chargers game? Anything else we need to talk about?
Playing usual guys. Hill, Kelsey,
status quo, right?
Yeah.
I think we can talk about the Jaguars Texans since Christian was already bringing it up, right?
Well, I was going to go down the list here, but
oh, okay. Let's go down the list then.
I mean, next would be Cleveland and Las Vegas.
COVID Bowl.
Even though,
COVID Bowl.
Even though earlier someone said it was Baltimore. Cleveland and Las Vegas. Like I said, we said it at the top. Baker Mayfield has COVID and Case Keenum have COVID. So it's, again, they're probably going to run Nick Chubb 20, 30 times.
And with this strange pause that you're doing, Ron, you're looking for Nick Mullins. That's the name you're looking for.
No, I wasn't going to bring him up because he's not worth to play.
You sure did miss the James Robinson talk and conspiracy clips. You need to like this video, subscribe to the show, and then we'll answer your James Robinson question again. But yes, you did miss the talk, and James Robinson is going to get a shitload of carries because an interim head coach wants to prove a point that he needs that job, and the best player on that Jaguars offense is James Robinson. So look for him to get, as JJ said, between 20 to 25 carries easily in this game. And there was a report out today from the coach saying that they're going to treat him like a number one running back.
Conspiracy clips. You don't have to let him yell at you like that. You can talk shit to him.
You can.
But at the same time, make sure you like and subscribe.
Yes, and if we lead you wrong too, feel free to come back and scream at us in the comments or at our website at www.garbagetimeff.com, where you can leave voicemails and scream at us there, and we will play them live on the show.
All right, back to Cleveland and the Raiders. Like I said, I think Chubb gets the ball a lot. I think they're gonna go run game, and they have a pretty good defense, but I think they have a lot of people out on their defense. So this game could go sideways quick.
I think Nick Chubb's going to be the number one running back on the week. He is going to get a monster load. Nick Mullins is going to pass it to him too. That's if COVID doesn't take him out of the game. What, JJ? You're obviously laughing over there.
Just your way you phrased that. The child in me had to chuckle to myself.
Chubb.
I missed it.
Chubbs.
No, I'll put it on the Twitter or something.
Oh, can't wait to hear what it was.
Oh boy! All right. So the only person you're trusting from Cleveland is Nick Chubb.
No, Donovan Peoples-Jones not on the COVID list, right?
Yeah, but you're gonna trust him with Nick Mullins throwing him the ball?
I do. I think Nick Mullins is decent. He can throw the ball. He showed that last year with the 49ers. He's a decent backup. I think he's still going to have a decent week, and the Raiders have a pretty bad secondary.
On Tuesday, I talked about Njoku with Hooper out. I wouldn't be surprised if Mullins tries to lean on the tight end.
Mm-hmm.
And if something happens with COVID between now and Saturday, Dearness Johnson, he's proven he can catch the ball. And he's going to be in that Kareem Hunt role with Hunt out. And I think, obviously, the strategy is going to be to run the football for Cleveland. So I can definitely see him getting like 10 carries.
How do you guys feel about Josh Jacobs?
Same way I always feel about Josh Jacobs. If they can win the game, he'll be pretty decent. They are involving him in the pass game a little bit more, which is nice. With Kenyon Drake being out. But
there was also a report that Darren Waller is still banged up too. Hunter Renfrow is going to be an excellent piece in this game, as he's been for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, I think Darren Waller is out already. I think they already declared him out. So yeah.
So easily a wide receiver 2 again.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else for the Raiders, or just Renfrow and Jacobs?
Renfrow and Jacobs.
I'm not playing Foster Moreau, that's for sure.
Nope, that's for sure. All right. One of the games I'm more excited to see on Saturday. New England into Indianapolis. This game, like, we're used to New England and Indianapolis with Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. Like, this could be a new one. Like, this legitimately could, like, reignite that rivalry. Mac Jones, Carson Wentz, Jonathan Taylor, this Patriots defense, like, I'm excited to see how this game goes.
I don't like either quarterback in this game. I like it. It'll be good for TV, but it's not going to be good for fantasy football. I think it's going to be a defensive struggle. That's what I honestly believe.
Can the Patriots stop Jonathan Taylor?
No, nobody can.
That is the question. Bill Belichick has always been the man that's going to take away your number one option. Jonathan Taylor is that number one option.
Laugh my ass off. Bet. What are we betting on?
I don't remember.
Fill us in, conspiracy.
You guys are old. It's not bet. It's like, okay, bet. Like, I got you. Because Ron said, don't let Joe talk shit to you.
Okay.
I know the bet thing. I get it.
All right.
I'm acting older than Ron, and he's the one who goes to big.
Just because I turned 37 on Saturday doesn't mean I'm old. Stop it.
Damn. I didn't even know it was coming up.
Yeah.
Happy retirement home birthday.
Yes. Dude, I'm ready for a retirement home. Give me those beds that fucking change all over the place. Fresh sheets every day. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, do you like any receivers from the Colts, guys?
Pittman is fine. I think, like I said, if they're going to try to take away Jonathan Taylor, that might open some stuff up in the passing game. Belichick might want Carson Wentz to beat them because that is the best way to beat the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
So But like you said, I don't even think even if they put 8 in the box, it's going to slow Jonathan Taylor down.
I don't, and I think the Patriots I think they'll try to limit him a little bit, but I think the plan here is going to be to shut Pittman down because they're going to see that he is too much of a number one weapon to shut down as in Taylor. So they're going to go to the next available option, which is Pittman. They're going to let Taylor get what he's going to get, and they're going to do what they can to that wide receiving core and just hope that their offense can beat this team. I think they're going to try to keep it close, and they're going to need a little bit of trickery to win this game.
All right. Anyone from New England side that you want to play?
Kendrick Bourne, maybe. I like Kendrick Bourne this week.
If you need a deep shot.
Mm-hmm.
Keep an eye on Harris. If he is inactive, Ramondre Stevenson's definitely viable.
Truth.
You guys like Hunter Henry?
He's touchdown or bust just like every tight end. So, I mean, you have just as good of a chance with him getting a touchdown as you do most of the other people. So it's a fine play. I think.
Conspiracy clips. Y'all think Kyler Murray is going to have a bounce back game versus the Lions? Yes, he's going to absolutely dominate the Lions this week.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah, and I've got him in fantasy playoffs, so I'm very much looking forward to this.
Moving on, we got Dallas and Giants. Like I said, I don't believe Daniel Jones is going to be playing. It might. They said that long neck Glennon is probably going to play, but Jake from State Farm might get some snaps as well.
Oh boy, two-quarterback system.
Yeah. I say just give it all to Jake Fromm and see what we got. Maybe we get lucky. The dude has never had a chance to start in the NFL. He got drafted by the Bills and Josh Allen. Like, he's never had the chance, so
Jake
see what we got.
Fromm's from Georgia, isn't he?
I have no idea. I mean, but I think he was drafted in an earlier round. It definitely wasn't first round.
That was a mid-round. I think it was like the 4th or 5th round.
Oh, was it? I thought it was third, but
I'll confirm.
But put him in, maybe even for the rest of the year. See what we got. You know what I mean? Like maybe, like I said in the chat, like maybe we got a diamond in the rough. Maybe. We'll never know unless we play him.
Yeah, 5th round pick.
Yeah. So, I mean, Tom Brady was a 5th round pick. It could happen.
6th round pick.
Whatever, JJ.
Pick 199 in the 6th round. It's always talked about.
Going back down the well, I see. Great.
Yeah. All right. The Giants defense is okay, but you definitely are still going to start all your Dallas players. The Giants wide receivers, it's hard. You never know who's
starting
going to be.
In the playoffs. You're not starting a single one of those Giants wide receivers. No one.
Like JJ said, if it was
Shepard.
Daniel Jones, you could start Shepard. But Mike Glennon was, to his credit, was passing the ball all around the field.
Mike Glennon with Kadarius Toney was like the Giants' best receiving performance this year. So is Toney going to play this week?
I don't think so. I think he's out still. They should just shelf him for the rest of the year, to be honest.
Yep.
How do you guys feel about Amari Cooper this week?
Play him.
Yeah, if you got him, you playing him.
Yeah, you play all your Dallas Cowboys. The Giants' defense is decent, but it can be beat. So
Gallup's a flex play.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this: as far as tight end position, Schultz has had a decent season, but with Gallup, Cooper, and Lamb all active, his targets have come down. Are you guys worried about him?
Giants suck against the tight end. They have sucked against the tight end for 10 years. So, yes, you start Dalton Schultz.
And rule of thumb is if a team sucks against the tight end, the team's going to throw to the tight end. So I very much actually agree with Ron, which rarely I do, seems of late.
So Saquon Barkley is a must start.
Yes.
He's been having some decent games. And then all of your Cowboys. We'll move on to Houston and Jacksonville. We've talked about this game a little bit already.
General Mills is going to be the better quarterback.
I'm excited to see what happens with this passing game for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I really hope it all goes to Marvin Jones.
I hope it goes to James Robinson.
My friend just put him in his lineup. So,
your friend?
My friend. Yeah.
Why didn't you tell him to start Sterling Shepard?
I don't know. I'm not in the
Could still
league.
flip-flop
So.
it. Sound good.
Anyways, so there's not a lot of fantasy relevance in this. Davis Mills is a desperation start. Brandon Cooks, you got to get him in your lineup.
Nico Collins, I think, is a decent play too.
Possibly. James Robinson, definitely. And these Jacksonville wide receivers, it's kind of a take your shot type of thing. One of them is probably going to end up doing something, but you just don't know which one.
Oh, and the one that was complaining to me about not talking about Josh Allen. Sorry, that was Christian's wife, Jillian, that messaged me saying talk about the Bills. So I am very sorry about that. And maybe I'll write myself an apology bet for fucking that up.
All right, let's move on to the next game because Houston and Jacksonville's are dumb. Tennessee and Pittsburgh. Another interesting game. Tennessee, I think, will win. Julio Jones is back. They've got a decent run game now with Dante Foreman. I think they get the win against the Steelers. I think the Steelers offense goes back to what it's been.
Game.
Before. I know the Titans have a bad defense, but
specifically secondary.
I just feel like this is going to be one of those Big Ben games where he just misses everybody. He threw the ball a lot last week. His arm's tired now.
I think Big Ben's going to have 3 good games in a row out of the retirement home. 2 more and you'll have a bingo. I think he's going to play very well, and I think Claypool and Deontay Johnson are in for big weeks, specifically Deontay Johnson, who may have a top 5 performance this week against that. And I'm confident in Julio playing Pittsburgh last week. We saw KJ Osborne go off against him last week. Why the hell can't Julio?
Well, he didn't go off. He had one
for him. He did
catch, but
Joe wants to make sure he mentions every time KJ Osborne has a good game, because if you recall in the beginning of the season, he's like, he's gonna break out. He's gonna have a monster year. Everybody should be adding him, and then dropped him 2 weeks later. So
you wouldn't be wrong.
Now that Thielen's out, he's like living his best life.
KJ Osborne was Joe's rebound when Brandon Ayuk broke up with him, and then Brandon Ayuk became relevant.
I kept Brandon Ayuk's number, and specifically by that I mean on the bench for 11 weeks, and now he's finally paying off.
Yeah, now that Debo's a running back.
I kept my side piece on speed dial.
I like it. All right. So you start Deontay, you start Najee, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Julio's a start. What about Tannehill? Ben?
You can play Big Ben, I think, this week. I do.
Dante Foreman is definitely a start.
Yeah.
He gets most of the work there. So, all right, we'll move on to another, just amazing game on the weekend.
Barn burner.
New York Jets at Miami.
Oh, really? Do we really have to? All right. So is this my floor?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. Jamison Crowder is definitely playable. Carter is coming back, and you can definitely play Carter. Beyond that, for any other Jets, you're not playing anyone on the Jets. On Miami, though, Waddle is out due to COVID, meaning that
Devontae Parker.
Yes, sir, is going to be a very good play this week. And believe it or not, I think I was talking about this Miami backfield because they're all out on COVID, and we were alluding to this a little bit more. The start here for Miami is probably going to be Duke Johnson, and I've kind of changed my mind on this. He's potentially going to be getting the passing work there, and I think he may get a lot of rushing work too. That Jets defense cannot stop a nosebleed with a running game, and he's going to be a great play in DFS. And if you need an emergency running back, he's a great play for your fantasy playoff team, I think, this week too.
Who was it?
Duke Johnson. And he's already picked up, so you can't pick him up.
No, they did activate Malcolm Brown.
I know, but I think it's still going to go to Duke Johnson.
Well, I'm on the other side. I think it will go to Malcolm Brown. Malcolm Brown's the guy they brought in the offseason.
Sounds like a bet to me.
It does.
Who has more fantasy points, Duke Johnson or Malcolm Brown?
I do like this one, actually.
Versus the Jets, who are 32nd against fantasy running backs.
It'd be a good one for you. Come on, Ron. AJ goaded you into that one.
This is gonna bite me in the ass, isn't it?
It sure is.
All right, cool.
Come
on, Malcolm Brown. At least now I have something to root for in this
minute
trash
40.
game.
That's going on the Instagram. Yeah, but anyway, finish your story there about Malcolm Brown, why he's going to be the starting running back that you want to play against the Jets. And if you do believe he's viable, you start Malcolm Brown. But Ron's wrong.
You could
you
start
Duke
both
Johnson.
of them probably.
You're not wrong.
Because Malcolm Brown was the guy they brought in for this team. The only reason Duke Johnson got brought in was because Malcolm Brown got injured.
Oh my God, you're not wrong. You could probably play either one, and they're both going to be relevant.
Yeah. They could literally both have like 20 carries in this game.
It'll be like the Titans. It'll be like the Titans against New England a few weeks ago, where both of them were relevant.
Or the New England against the Bills during the win.
I'm glad
game.
this says CPEP and not CPAP. So
It's Pepe.
CPEP. If you're not subscribed to the Heckling Fandom and the Garbage Time Fantasy Football, like and subscribe to the show, and we're more than happy to read this out for you.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin, Ayuk, Devontae Smith for Philly. Which receiver? I love how JJ is instigating the bets and staying away from them.
You're muted, JJ.
You're muted, JJ. You're not even doing this right. Why don't you actually put the button?
My kid was yelling Dada behind me, all right? Is this Christian? Because my name's not up here, and it's the same profile picture as Christian's YouTube. So I feel like this has to be Christian.
It might be.
He wants you to do another bet. McLaurin Smith, Devontae Smith for Philly.
Ayuk.
Definitely Ayuk.
Is that a triple, JJ?
Yeah.
Christian, you more.
Well, Joe is the one that said C Pepe. I think it's C Pepe. How about that, Christian?
Jesus Christ. Ayuk is the answer, PP. Let's move on. Well, let's do this.
What?
Hold on.
Receivers? What do you have for us?
Hold on.
What are you doing?
I need to fix these and get these things into an order because
What are you
it's
doing
horrible.
over there? Breaking it up. I like that. Okay.
That's what I'm doing. We're going to get into some DFS lightning round right here because we want to make sure we get these things in.
Break up the monotony.
So we could shut down, the monotony.
Monotony. Just like pap smear.
All right, right. Yeah, pap smear. All right, so I will start with mine. I went kind of average for most of my picks.
This will be the losing one on the week.
Listen, I probably have more second place finishes than anybody else in this DFS lineup. Like every week, it seems like I'm finishing second.
Meaning you're still a loser.
I'm second.
Second loser.
First loser. Get it right. All right. So my quarterback I'm doing is Tua at 5,700 against the Jets. He could be over 300 yards in the first half. I like that.
The running backs will get 200 yards.
James Robinson is only at 5,400 right now. They're playing the Houston Texans, and they're going to run him a lot. Also at 5,400, my other running back, I got Rashad Penny. I think they give him the ball a lot this week. No Tyler Lockett, so I feel like they try to run the ball more, set up to play action. My biggest spending of the day for this week is Devontae Adams, 8,900. I did Julio Jones at 5,400 against the Steelers.
You stupid bitch.
Devontae Parker at 4,300 to pair with Tua.
Shouldn't have shown you my lineup.
I was the second one in on this, by the way.
I was the first one in, you jerk.
You can't be the first one in. JJ's the first one in.
Ron was the first one to join our weekly contest, and then Joe today sent in the picture of so he did have this done yesterday.
So before I was rudely interrupted, my tight end, I'm doing Pat Freiermuth, 4,500. My flex, I had some money left over, so I went CeeDee Lamb at 7,400 against the Giants. And for my defense, I went the Washington football team against Philly. Just hoping that maybe their defense comes back to life after a down week. And they were cheap at $2,700.
I like your James Robinson pick, especially at that value. It's a fantastic pick. The one that might bite you in the ass this week is Rashad Penny because he's hitting a buzzsaw of the Rams defense. COVID might wipe that out. We'll see.
Well, that's even better now. Like Von Miller's already out. So
the Rams, they just tweeted that they have 25 players on the COVID list right now.
It might be a good pick then. But we'll see if the players survive because I don't know how many are going to be on COVID by this weekend. All right, we have another question here too. Conspiracy clips. I have the Bucs defense instead of the Texans. Is that a good idea?
Yes.
It is now. I would have said no before, but now that they've fired Urban Meyer, I think Robinson's going to run it down their throat, and I think they're going to be motivated to play well. I think the Bucs are the better play now. JJ?
Yeah, I'd agree. The only concern is the Saints don't have a quarterback playing quarterback. So,
oh, geez, here we go.
The rushing attempts are going to be up. There's not going to be as many passes, but that individual did have a terrible game last game and throw 4 interceptions the game before that. So, yes, I like the Bucs defense.
And Josh Allen rushed for over 100 against them last year. And that certain guy named
Last
Taysom
week,
Hill, and Taysom Hill can run the ball. So, yes, that running back will do very well this week.
I picked up 2 quarterbacks in the league. I have Lamar, and he was one of them. So,
all right. So my lineup for this week is I'm going very heavy at the top with Kyler Murray at 7,900. He's playing the Lions. I think he's going to absolutely dominate them. He's also my starter in the playoffs. So let's go Kyler Murray. Next, I went with Najee Harris, who's been consistent for the entire season. Even in garbage time last week when the Pittsburgh was trying to climb themselves out of that big hole against the Vikings and almost came back. So Najee Harris is 7,800. I went with, and this one might be the one I change out here later. I put this one with a little bit of a hesitancy because of the injury to the knee. Javonte Williams is 6,100. I'm going to keep a look on that one in the front, and I might change to James Robinson because he's a decent value. Next, wide receiver Devontae Adams at 8,900 because Devontae Adams is one of the best wide receivers in the league and just an absolute animal. Next, Julio Jones is going up against Pittsburgh's secondary, who was absolutely torched by the Vikings wide receivers this week, and he is the number one option for the Titans this week. So Julio Jones at 5,400. Next, Devontae Parker against the Jets because the Jets have a Pee Wee team on defense. So Devontae Parker is a great add at 4,300. Next, I went with tight end Brevin Jordan. So Brevin Jordan was a favorite target of General Mills last week, and he has a great value at 2,800 at the tight end position. So I'm going with Brevin Jordan at tight end. Next, I'm going with Duke Johnson going against the Jets, the Pee Wee defense again at 4,000. Absolutely good value in the flex here at 4,000 if you can't ascend to a value like James Robinson. So look to play him potentially this week too. And then I went with the Texans defense against the Jaguars, who I think I will be changing now that Urban Meyer got fired. So do that with a little bit of hesitancy. Still shitty offense by the Jags, but I think they're going to be motivated. So I think I may be changing this one out. But this lineup's okay, and for that price, you can do that here.
Okay.
I just want to point out how you made it all the way through your list and no one interrupted you.
Well, you had to make an apology tonight, so it's more than fair that I interrupt you at any point tonight. You are the star.
Doesn't seem right. Go ahead, JJ.
Rip through this pretty quick. I like the Cardinals a lot this week to get back on track after their loss to the Rams. So I got Kyler Murray stacked with Chase Edmonds. I don't think James Conner's going to play. I think Edmonds comes back, and it's indoors on the rug, and they're both really fast. So I like both of them. Running back, trend of the night, James Robinson. I like Bevel to get him a lot of touches, and Houston is a bad defense, so it makes a lot of sense. My wide receiver, I went with Devontae Adams, as Joe pretty much covered. He's good, and the Ravens are missing a lot of pieces on defense. I went with Nico Collins. Got 10 targets last week. We talked about that on the waiver show. Obviously playing the Jaguars. We've talked about this game way too much. Other wide receiver, I think it's a sneaky play, 3,700. Gabriel Davis. Emmanuel Sanders is out. I like Davis's outlook this week. I think if you're screwed over by COVID I'm in a league, a 16-man league with I lost Tyler Lockett to COVID. So I actually have Gabriel Davis in for him now. Tight end, went cheaper. Ricky Seals-Jones at 3,400. I'm hoping that Taylor Heineke plays. He likes tight end. So and in the flex, I have Cooper Kupp he's the most expensive receiver on the slate. So I think he's actually the most expensive player on the slate. So I have the two most expensive players. So I filled the other spots with Davis and Collins. And then on defense, I have the Bills. I love the Bills' outlook this week. Playing Carolina, whoever Carolina runs out there. I don't know what Ron's doing. Maybe he's praying that this lineup's good. But whoever Carolina
I can't get over the Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, you made him sound like a caveman. I like tight end. Bring on tight end.
Pull the clip,
that's definitely got to go somewhere. Yeah, Taylor Heineke likes tight ends.
I didn't even think of it that way.
Oh my God! Really?
I was thinking the caveman.
Went in my mind.
Oh my God!
He said Taylor Heineke likes tight ends. Like
you have something on the mind tonight. My God,
Jesus.
So my favorite pick in your my God, I completely forgot your lineup. You know that give me your wide receivers again.
Gabriel Davis, Nico Collins, Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, no, Nico Collins is a good play there, and Gabriel Davis is a wide receiver too this week. So that's both fantastic values.
Yeah, you saved a lot of money with those two, so you were able to get Cooper Kupp and Devontae Adams. That's a solid stack right there.
All right, and I think with that, what are we doing next? More games? Or are we doing Defensive Dominator?
So we could do Defensive Dominator real quick. That's a quick one. My Defensive Dominator this week is the Buffalo Bills against the Carolina Panthers.
Enjoy your time, Cam Newton or Sam Darnold. It's going to be a long week.
Yep.
My Defensive Dominator of the week is Miami over the Jets. It's going to be a hard week for Zach Wilson. I can't wait for the offseason.
Did we take both of yours, JJ?
Yes. Have another one.
What is it? Go ahead.
I'm just gonna go with the Cardinals on the Lions. I can see the Cardinals getting out to a big lead and the Lions having to try and play catch up. So I think there's going to be turnovers and sacks. Cardinals defense is very fast and they're inside in the dome, so I think it plays to their strengths. So just Cardinals and the Lions. I did Buffalo was my top pick this week.
I will say out of all three of these, the one you're most likely to get off waivers is Miami.
Probably. But even then, it'll be difficult. I will say also, if you're in a pinch, all three of those are gone. Both the Washington defense and the Eagles defense could be in play. Like JJ said, Heineke might not play this week. They might be rolling out Gardner Minshew for the Eagles. This could be just a very big defensive game. It's also a divisional battle. So,
and the Jaguars, they're out there.
No.
Man, the Eagles are 9.5-point favorites in that game.
That's crazy.
Doesn't seem right. Maybe you should put a bet on that one.
Get out of here. All right, let's move on with the game picks here. Arizona with Detroit. We already talked about this one a lot. JJ likes them because Arizona is fast and they're playing on the carpet, as he said.
How much are they going to win this game by?
13.
That sounds right.
You start all of your Arizona Cardinals, and you start no one on the Lions?
You start Amon-Ra St. Brown because this format is going to go very good for him because they're going to be playing behind in this game. There's no weapons on the Lions because all of them are hurt. So Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think, is in for a good game in garbage time. And PP over here has another comment. Joe going against the home team. JJ takes notes. That's how you keep your homeism in check. Yeah, definitely not going homeism here. Homerism.
Christian,
a lot.
If you've listened to me like the past 6 weeks, I have not shown much homerism for the Bears. It's pretty much all.
Yeah, he got that all out of the way in the beginning of the year with his trades.
Only homerism during So apology bets.
Right. All right, moving on. Carolina at Buffalo. You start all of your Buffalo players that are relevant. That does not include the running backs because they're not relevant.
Gabriel Davis is a great play, as JJ stated already, too. Wide receiver 2.
Yep.
Cole Beasley is a fantastic play, I think, this week, too. I think he's going to get a lot of targets in that game.
Anybody for the Panthers? DJ Moore is banged up. Is he even going to play?
He's expected to play with a hamstring, but it could obviously go at any time. You saw another important player on that team deal with hamstring issues this year. So,
yep. I don't trust Robbie Anderson. I don't trust their quarterbacks.
I don't know. I don't know who's going to start for them.
I don't think I'd play a single Carolina Panther. There's no one that really comes to mind.
Hubbard, but they don't pass him the ball. So
I don't trust him either.
Yeah.
I would play Rashad Penny over Hubbard.
I would too. Yep. All right. Moving on from that game, Denver and Cincinnati. This could be a good one. Denver's defense is very good. And their offense is good enough, I would say. I don't want to – they're not barbers, but they're good enough to play, to keep in a game.
This is a Joe Mixon game. They're going to be a mile high, correct?
It's a little fucking late for a Joe Mixon game for me, isn't it?
This is a little – yeah, well, guess what? Don't even worry about it. Then sit on the couch and watch your Giants play football, and me and other playoff teams will worry about –
I'm in the playoffs and winner, and I have Joe Mixon, actually. So
then why is it too late for you? That was a stupid comment.
Because I'm still sour about the dynasty team.
Oh, my God. Well, guess what? He's probably going to give you a good week this week, just like I told you. Anyway, he's going to give you a good week because they're up in mile high. I believe Denver's got a pretty good secondary here, so I think they're going to try to establish the run. I think he's in for a good
week. All right. Anybody you're not willing to play out of this matchup?
I'm not willing to play any of the Denver wide receivers. I think they've established that they are a running team that's going to play hard defense, and that's the only way they're going to get to the playoffs. That's how they're going to play. You can play both the running back for the Denver Broncos. I would still play the wide receivers, Boyd and Higgins for the Bengals. Joe Burrow is kind of borderline, but I'm confident one of these receivers will go off, and I think you can play either one.
Keep an eye on Javonte Williams because I know he's been banged up this week. Melvin Gordon will be a smash play if Javonte Williams misses the week.
He's banged up too, so it's
if only one of them plays
though. Yeah, I'll just say like Cortland Sutton is probably unstartable at this point.
Yeah.
And it's just Teddy Bridgewater, man. It's what you get when you got a game manager.
All right, moving on. Atlanta and San Francisco. I think you can kind of start your main players for each team.
Cordell Patterson, Russell Gage. What about Kyle Pitts?
You shouldn't have been starting Kyle Pitts most this year, honestly.
But do you still start Kyle Pitts?
You have to.
You ride or die with him?
And it's horrible. I'm sorry for anybody that drafted Kyle Pitts, that drafted them wicked early in the draft, because, I don't know, if you listened to me, I would have told you that was a bad idea.
So you wouldn't play Ricky Seals-Jones over him?
Oh, no. Ricky Seals-Jones just damn near goosed last week.
I would play him over him. I believe Ricky Seals-Jones is in for a good week. That whole team is banged up on offense, and their opponent is awful against the tight end. Like you said, Heineke likes to throw to the tight end.
He tried to go with Heineke there, but he missed it.
He said Heineke.
He said Heineke when he was going for Heineke likes the tight ends. Don't worry, Joe. I fixed your joke for you.
I'm from upstate New York like you two. Give me a break.
I've been a resident up there in some time. 10 years.
You can never leave.
10 years now.
All right, we'll move on from that game. We'll go Seattle and LA. Wait, time check. Oh, we got 1 minute. I'm just kidding.
Go ahead.
Seattle and LA. This could be a decent game. Tyler Lockett is out. Does Dwayne Eskridge have any fantasy value, or is he still out?
I do not know because I haven't gotten this update really on Tyler Lockett. See what you got, JJ. But in the meantime, we'll talk about some other plays. Rashad Penny, I mean, he's riding my bench for now. He's honestly my fourth wide receiver, but he's in that running back 3 position for a lot of teams right now. So you might be forced to have to play him, but it could be a bad game script for him. He's going up against the Rams, but COVID could wipe out both these teams. So maybe he has a good week, which it could happen.
Yeah, I think Rashad Penny might be a fine play.
Odell's also out because of COVID on the other side.
Yeah, it could be interesting. He's definitely a good play if you are in a pinch. But it is the Rams defense. If more prevalent people get knocked out of this game due to COVID, he could end up being a smash play.
You think Van Jefferson's going to pick it up now that Odell's going to be out?
Yeah. If Odell's out, then I think Van Jefferson steps right into that role.
Any interest in Tyler Higbee?
No, I'm not playing that game anymore. I just dropped him in the winner league for one of the quarterbacks. Not playing it no more. I think I got Ricky Seals-Jones in over him.
Good move.
Which means everybody else should go pick up Tyler Higbee and play him because he's probably about to go nuclear. Because that's how my luck goes sometimes.
You have an update for us, JJ?
Yeah, Eskridge has a foot injury, and he didn't participate in practice yesterday. He's questionable for the game, so he's...
Hello, DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
I don't know. They just cannot get him the ball. I don't know. I was watching on the Red Zone channel, showed a lot of the Seahawks game, and they were trying so hard to get him the ball, and it just was not working. It was either a missed throw or just a penalty called back a touchdown he had. It just...
Do we think there's something...
Insane.
Is there something wrong with Russell Wilson or?
No, I think he's fine now. Just not a good connection right now.
Well, Metcalf too has had like a foot injury all year, and I think that definitely doesn't help. And then Wilson was hurt, and just they have not gotten in sync. So,
what's the name of the Seattle tight end there? He seems to be a new Russell.
Gerald
Wilson
Everett.
Is Gerald Everett an interesting play?
I think so.
In a security blanket for Russell Wilson this weekend?
I think so. With Tyler Lockett being out, I think Gerald Everett's a fine play.
Interesting. Next game?
Next game is Baltimore and Green Bay.
Oh, boy. Can I go off for a minute?
Go ahead.
All right. I've already talked about this, but there is a certain rookie that plays for the Ravens who I believe is going to be a giant trap this week. His name is Rashad Bateman. He's like the guy in the jungle that digs a pit trap for you, lays leaves over it, and then you fall in and get a giant goose egg this week. I honestly believe him getting that 100-yard game is based on the fact that he was playing with the backup last week, and I think he's got good chemistry with him. Should Lamar Jackson not play this week, I think he's a decent play, but I think if Lamar plays, Lamar's got more favorite targets he would play, and I think he could potentially lose you your matchup this week. I think he is a death trap for people this weekend.
I will say Rashad Bateman has had good games with Lamar Jackson. The real correlation is the real correlation is that Sammy Watkins was back, and Sammy Watkins was playing more snaps.
Yeah,
Sammy Watkins.
That was me alluding to he's got more favorite targets.
Mm-hmm. Sammy Watkins is injured again and not going to be playing in this game. So Rashad Bateman will be a fine play.
No, he won't be.
JJ? Bet.
I already got a bet going. I'm not doing another one. I don't even remember what the other bet was now at this point. Oh, it was the running backs from
Malcolm
Miami.
Brown versus Duke Johnson.
Yeah.
You should do this one with JJ.
No, you should do this one, JJ.
I've already done. I'm on like my fourth one, dude. You've done one.
You're so good at them, though.
Yeah, I've won the last two. I'm about to win 3.
Baltimore, Devonta Freeman. If you're desperate,
you can play him.
Green Bay are Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon both in your lineup.
Should have touched on it in the news, but Aaron Jones has been dealing with a knee injury and he has not practiced this week. So
AJ Dillon is definitely in your lineup.
If he doesn't play, for sure.
I mean, if your trade deadline wasn't over, you should try trading Aaron Jones for someone, maybe like Justin Jefferson. Joe's on the move. Anybody else that might not be super relevant could be relevant?
Joe, are you going to make shadow puppets for us on the wall there? What's going on?
I am going to make shadow puppets. I'm not the one moving my laptop currently.
She's
Hi,
ready for me
guys.
to be done.
No, she's trying to do something. And,
Oh.
yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to sit in this awkward position while we talk about these teams.
Looks like you're laying down.
Is there-
I'm posing for
We're
you.
recreating the Titanic.
I am.
Oh, jeez. Chow me like your French girls.
That's creepy.
Yeah. What was I saying?
Do you like this?
Wide receivers for the Green Bay Packers. Anybody?
Alan Lazard. I think Alan Lazard is a decent play this week.
Alan Lazard's a douchebag.
He is, but he's still a decent play.
Wow.
Tell us how you really feel, JJ.
Damn.
I talked about it Tuesday. I don't like it.
All right.
Can you play
Moving
him?
on. Do we want to power through these last two games?
Yeah, let's power through it.
All right. Tampa Bay, New Orleans. We already know how JJ feels about the New Orleans quarterback, so we don't have to dive into that. Any of the wide receivers you're willing to start, JJ, for this other guy throwing the ball?
Not really.
Joe?
Maybe Harris is still available. I think he's healthy, right?
Suspended still for the
Then
DUI.
no. Then no.
Yeah, I'm a no. I don't trust any of them.
I do have a sneaky suspicion though that the Saints are going to win this game. They upset them last time, and I think that this is kind of going under the radar. They match up in the trenches pretty well with them. I think this will be a letdown game for Tampa.
You keep thinking that.
And that's not going to be an apology bet.
Yeah, outside of Taysom and Alvin Kamara, I think that's a full fade for everybody else. Tampa
Kamara's
Bay,
gonna
you
get
start.
an insane amount of work.
Yeah, it's Tampa Bay. You start your normal people.
Your
Gronk,
little people.
Godwin, Evan, Brady,
Evan.
all of them. In the final game, Chicago at Minnesota. Mike,
I don't think this heckling fan is
it's-
PP or Christian. So Mike McDonald, like the video and subscribe to it. It's the price of admission here, and we'd be more than happy to answer your question for you. And thanks for listening tonight. CEH or James Robinson PPR? James Robinson, no doubt. Play him, put him in now.
I hope you have Robinson in because the game is kicking off right now. So
You better change that up, in my opinion, anyway. So yeah, go with James Robinson.
James Robinson's not playing. Oh, the Chiefs are playing right now.
Yeah, he's got to change him out. Is what we're saying. Maybe he's doing an apology.
I want to know what his other running backs are that he's got to choose between them two. Dang. Do you not have a flex you could throw one of them in or what?
Maybe he's in a 16-man league like JJ.
Still. That's even still. I mean, if he's in a 16-man league and he's got those two running backs to choose from, then he's doing good.
Thanks, Mike. And when we give you horrible advice, come back here and scream at us on Garbage Time Fantasy Football.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you back.
I just want to point out that I did not answer that question. All right, moving. We're already on the moving on part. We're already on Chicago and Minnesota. We already said it. Justin Jefferson will get all of the targets like he did last week. KJ Osborne will get enough to be fantasy relevant.
He got 9 targets last week, so he's going to get targets.
Keep an eye on the running back room. It's in a dicey situation at the moment.
Shut up. We're gonna put good vibes on that.
No, I'm not. Nothing will do my heart better if I continue in the playoffs and win a winner and you get eliminated. That would, after the week I've had, that would be just. It's my birthday this weekend, so
all the more reason for you to lose.
That's what I want for my birthday.
Yeah, well, guess what? The Giants are going to give you a loss for your birthday, and you're going to lose in your last.
Good. I want the Giants to lose. I don't think you understand.
Our league, so.
I don't want them to win another game.
You lost a playoff team last week, and you're going to lose one this week to my cousin. So enjoy.
Not if I kick her out of the playoffs.
Anyway, tight end for the Vikings. How do you feel about him?
Touchdown or bust.
Yeah. What's his name? Host?
Conklin.
Yeah. Special guest.
For the Bears, I think Fields is a play. I think
I agree.
Darnell Mooney is a good play.
Cole Kmet's a decent play, I think, too.
I don't trust Cole Kmet.
Cole Kmet is going under the radar, and he's getting a big amount of that target share.
Yeah, but is he doing anything with it?
He could this week.
Right. Vikings passing defense is horrible. Jonathan Taylor, Swift, and Penny can only start 2, and we have a super flex. All right. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Robinson it is.
Robinson it is. Yeah. No, I think you should take Jonathan Taylor up. I'm kidding. Don't do that. That's a bad idea.
And that's why Ron should fire himself from the podcast.
Nah, it seems like a lot of paperwork.
He's at the CHR first.
Yeah, I gotta go CHR. We're gonna have a sit down. Who's HR? My HR too? I'm just gonna talk to myself.
That's all right. You saw HR to get how Seymour sees it turned off. So
Ryan is. Ryan's the guidance counselor.
I just want to say that the name change was my idea also. Like I fully. All right, we got to get out of here. All right, this has been Garbage Time Fantasy Football. Make sure you go check out our website, www.garbagetimeff.com. Go over to Apple Podcasts, leave a review, leave us a 5-star review, preferably. Make sure you follow us over there. Follow us at Spotify, Iheartradio, Tunein Radio. I said Spotify. I said Google Podcasts. There's a bunch of other places. The easiest way to find us, Twitter at @garbage_time_ff. At @garbage_time_ff. That's a hard one to get out. Instagram. Yeah, Garbage Time Fantasy Football on Instagram. Like I said, the easiest way to find all our stuff is over on our website, www.garbagetimeff.com. That's where you can leave us voicemails or hate mails. Also, if you are into MMA, make sure you go check out our sister podcast, Garbage Time Presents the MMA Podcast, hosted by our very own Ryan and Casey, who sometimes flakes on Ryan, so their videos are not very consistent.
We'll get there.
Yeah, but they are also on YouTube at Garbage Time Presents MMA, right? They got that up and going?
Hey, yeah, they do.
All right, cool.
One more question and we'll get out of here. So PP over here, Christian, says, you would put Mooney in over Judy or McLaurin? Yes, that is easily yes, I would do that.
Yep.
JJ?
Yeah, even though Matt Nagy's going to call plays, I think I'd play Mooney. I don't think McLaurin's still in concussion protocol, and Judy has Teddy Bridgewater's quarterback, and it's proven to be not good. So, yes, I'd play Mooney on Monday night.
All right, and that'll be it. We want to thank you all for watching. If you're not already liking this video and subscribe, make sure you do that, and we will see you next week.
Good night, PP. He forgot to hit end. Extra credit. Hit the end.
You're the one
to say PP again.